This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and thank you to Sphere Rocket VA for connecting me to the wonderful Snyders today. We're excited to get to know all about you guys, Brendan and Mary, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
Great. Well, let's get started then. I would like to know where each of you are from, what market you're in now, and how did you find yourselves in real estate?
Well, do you want like where we're from right now or like where we came from? Because like
all of the above. I want to know everything about you guys. Everything.
So we're both from California, different sides of the state, but we met here.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in Anaheim, California by Disneyland. And he's from the Bay Area.
Yep.
And
we live in Houston now.
We live in Houston, and we serve pretty much almost all of Houston, and which is pretty big considering.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we love it. And it's kind of a fluke on how we got into real estate. I guess the beginning is when we got we got a job with a gentleman who owns a real estate photography company. And we both had positions with him, and we weren't really even into real estate. In fact, I didn't like most of the real estate agents because they were not the nicest. Spent a lot of time yelling at me. And then I got a job with a real estate admin, and he's like, well, you have to get a license. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't care. And then it kind of just blew up from there. Like, we've only been at this 2 years as of last week, and it's been incredible. It's something we weren't expecting for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so you guys were just working kind of as like an independent contractor, and then they're like, hey, like we'd like to have a little more information. So then how did you stumble across EXP? Was that was that just somebody you were working with and that happened to be the brokerage they were with, or did you start with a different brokerage and EXP introduced itself to you? How did you come to be?
So we started with Keller Williams. We were with them for a little bit and we weren't happy. There's just a bunch of different things going on. We weren't able to have the freedom that EXP provides us, that we're basically sure we're brokered by EXP, but like realistically we are selling with a Snyder group. Like we're our own team.
Yeah.
And I've known the Franklins since 2017, when I started with that first like real estate related company. And so we knew their sales manager. She had left KW to go work for them, and we were very fond of her. And we're like, hey, like, can you set up a meeting with someone from the Franklin team? Like, we're really interested in picking their brain. And we went to lunch with Andrew Franklin, and he was incredibly transparent with us and what was going to happen and what it looked like and the systems and the processes. And we walked out of there and we're like, where do we sign?
Right. You're like, I see the model.
Yeah.
I'm super into this. That's really cool. So,
Yeah,
you got to sit down with one of the company's, big players, one of the best. You saw the model. You're like, this is what I like. But what makes the Snyder Group say we are never leaving EXP? Like, what have you guys just fallen in love with about this brokerage?
Go ahead. That's you.
There's a million and one things. So we're certified mentors at EXP. That's kind of one of the things I love to do is teach agents how to become the next version of themselves. So Mary and I, we have 6 mentees right now. That was one of the major things. So just the ability to give back. The Icon Award is something that, and Andrew says this best, if there's a better model tomorrow, I'll be there. No one can offer me my cat back in any way.
That's true.
And that's a huge, I'm a numbers guy. That's a huge benefit for me is being able to get $16,000 back a year. Basically, I get to work at the brokerage for free, right? Like it's kind of the, as long as I sell 30 homes a year, At least in the Houston market. Some markets are different, but that was one of the things for me, is just the ability to accumulate so much stock and accumulate at a pretty fast rate, especially with if you bring agents in, you're getting more stock awards as they close deals. So there's a lot of incentive for producers, even like us. You know, we sold 34 homes last year in our first full year of real estate together. But now, like, as we're adding team members and maybe we're not going to do as many sides, we'll still be able to achieve an icon award just by producing at a normal level.
Absolutely. And, you know, like, that's the cool thing about the icon award, right? Like, if you're doing your job, you enjoy what you're doing, you know, you're just helping getting people into homes, it comes pretty naturally. If you're just, you know, a hard worker in general, but that cultural piece, that, you know, being a solid staple in the EXP community, being somebody that EXP trusts with their branding, it just takes the icon award to the next level, which is great.
Yeah, no, we love it. We've noticed that it carries a bit of weight, which is nice. And it kind of makes us more proud to be a part of EXP. Is we don't really say a top producing team as much, which for our area we are, but we more use icon, you know, because we're like, oh yeah, that's different. That's something, and people are like, what's icon? And we've had people ask us like, well, what is that? And what does that mean? And we're like, well, let me tell you about EXP and, you know, how you can do that.
Yeah, I think one of the things we were always frustrated with when we were at, and I call it the red Kool-Aid place, we got a little paper award that said, hey, we did this thing that we're proud of you. Good job, buddy. And that was really like, I don't need recognition. If you're going to reward me for doing what I do normally, just give me something different, right? And that's the stock. That's exactly what the stock does.
The paper doesn't go farther than that specific market center, where the posts that we make about the stock and the money and everything that is an icon goes farther than just the market center. Like, it literally carries you into other markets.
Private referral groups.
Yeah, exactly. It's private referral groups and everything, just so that you can be like, yeah, I'm an icon agent. Those other types of rewards that other brokerages hand out, they stay on a wall, and that's where they go, and that's where they stay.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, and like, that's the thing, like, plaques really are just added weight to when you have to move. You got to put all your plaques in a box. You probably get to the new place and don't even bother hanging them up. They're just there. You have them, like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
But the stocks, you can forget about those, much like the plaques. And then you have a pleasant surprise waiting for you, you know, when you log back into your stock account. And it's, I mean, talk about employee retention, the way that EXP really buys back into their realtors, puts the realtors first, makes them feel like they're all working towards the same goal for the same reason, for the same community. I mean, it's impeccable. I've yet to see another brokerage or just company in general care about their people the way that EXP does, and gets everybody gathered and excited. And, you know, I've worked for big companies that people across the country are complete strangers to me working for the same company. Whereas at EXP, they like to bring people together, connect people at EXPCon, shareholders. And this is the best of the best too, right? That get to be recognized as icons and encouraged to come to these events. So even if you're not an icon agent yet, if you want to surround yourself in a room full of smart people, which you should be, you should never be the smartest person in the room. EXPCon and shareholders, that's going to be the place to be.
Yeah, we actually so we went to our first EXPCon last summer, and
November, right?
Oh, November. It's all hot. Everything's hot.
It was hot.
It's always hot. So,
enough.
And we went, and we actually met a couple from
Santa Cruz,
yeah. And we spent like the whole weekend with them. I mean, we did everything with them, and now they're like some of our really, really good friends. We talk to them weekly, and we pour into them, and they've gotten some referrals out of the referral group because we've been able to tag them. And so I think they're on their way to icon. I don't know if they're icon yet, but just being able to like meet people from literally across the country, you know, not really across, but like on the other, you know, and pour into them and have those relationships that you wouldn't have at other brokerages, because like people go to, you know, reunion family, and I don't feel like they get those types of connections in the same way that I've noticed a lot of EXP agents get. I mean, we have connections with a Florida agent. We have connections with a Dallas agent who we're very close with. We actually get referrals from him. He's like, hey, I've got friends going to Houston. And just the connections that you get to make being at places like that, you don't get at other types of con things, you know.
Yeah, I think
conventions
for me, you know, when Mary, you were talking about like Gianna was saying that being the smartest person in the room. So I actually literally right before this call, like 5 minutes before, just booked a mastermind ticket for Kevin Kaufman, Fred Weaver's mastermind in Scottsdale at the end of April. And I remember being at my last brokerage and hearing, well, if you're not in the top 20%, you're not allowed an X mastermind. In my mind, I'm like, well, I'm going to be there. Like, I don't understand the disconnect. And one of the things I love about EXP is regardless of your skill level or how much production you've done, the collaboration is insane. I mean, there are so many people pouring into us. You know, obviously being in Houston, having the Franklins in our back door is amazing because we can reach out to them. But there's so many other agents like Kevin, Fred, Curtis Johnson. I mean, I've talked to Jay Kender, you know, even Justin, and, you know, I was in a group with Mike, right? Like there's so many people that will just pour into us because we're honey badgers, because we're EXP, that allows us to grow, and it's helped grow our business.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and to be not welcomed into a room because you're not a top producing agent, like as a new agent or as somebody who maybe is just looking to learn more, why wouldn't you be welcome in that room? You know, there's so much to learn and absorb and just see how these people carry themselves in conversations when it comes to business. And I really like that EXP does not, you know, make anybody feel like they're the outcast. You know, everybody's there, open arms, come learn, come get me, come take all my secrets, because I would love to see you on my tail and kind of pushing me a little bit harder, and everything that goes into that. And listen, I want to ask you guys too, you know, you work together, you're going to EXP cons together, you're busy, high production, spending lots of time being mentors. So how do you guys take care of the Snyders? How do you make sure that you are not on burnout mode?
Ooh,
we just hired someone. So
yeah,
I think that's how we're
sort of. We just interviewed someone to.
By the time this airs,
they hopefully will be with us. We do a lot of us time. We do little trips here and there, but we still work a little bit while we're on them. For Valentine's Day, like we went to Corpus Christi Lake, and we just like, you know, we were working, but we were working on a lake, and it was beautiful. And so we're like, okay, and so. We spend a lot of time together, but every Friday night he goes out and he does his own thing, and I just sit at home. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, no. Cause like we surprisingly can be together 25/8 literally and like do fine, but we still need our space. Right. But we found that like, even just like 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 nights, we do fine. And then, I was just in California for like 5 days, and by like day 3, I'm like, can I come home? I'm ready to come home. Like, so we actually do great together, but we take time to like, you know, do little stuff here and there. And then when we go to like all the EXP stuff, like when we go to the shareholder summit, we're going to be there an extra 5 days or 4 days just to fart around and spend time for us.
I saw a video the other day. It was Jordan Belfort, who's the Wolf of Wall Street. And he was chastising his son he was like, yeah, I'm so glad that you're doing well and you're working 9 to 5. And I guess when the kid got off work, he would like go play video games. I will say that I am living proof that you can be a high functioning business owner and play video games for 2 to 3 hours
every day.
Every day. I don't know how healthy it is, but that's how I unwind. And it's actually been cool because we received a referral last year from an agent in Arizona. And he owns a nonprofit called My Veteran Passion. And it's a bunch of vets and veteran supporters that play video games together. And so I've been able to get involved with them and start doing things with them. We're going in May to go do an event in Austin. You know, there's a lot of cool things that happen there. Plus, we get to build a referral network within EXP. So that's been really cool. So, you know, I'm a nerd. I do a lot of nerdy things. And she watches murder porn.
I watch murder porn. I watch a lot of murder porn. We try not to work after 9. Like we have certain clients that we're like, okay, if you need us, you know, give us a call. It's fine. But for the most part, we kind of shut ourselves off by 9. And then he literally goes to his office and plays video games. And I go to the bedroom and watch murder porn. And we spend about 3 hours doing our own thing. And then we go to bed and then get up and do it all over again.
I don't think Gianna understood what murder porn was.
Oh, do you know what murder porn is?
I would just assume that there's like it would be like documentaries and stuff, but it's just like a lot of them.
It's just murder. It's like I've seen about a murder documentaries. It's like Snapped, and like it freaks me out when I watch that one because that's about wives killing their husbands. But that's fine. And then
Statistically, your spouse is the person
number
that's
one,
most likely to murder you. So
no, he got a few years yet. He's fine. The life insurance.
She's like,
The
if you stop
life
selling real
insurance
estate.
that EXP is offering us isn't great yet. We gotta get there first.
Yeah, that was another thing. I mean, EXP. You talk about something that's keeping me here. We have health insurance, and as 1099 people, that's a huge benefit. I mean, Mary got prescriptions for what, $7 the other day.
The one is $5.
wow.
And
That's
the call
awesome.
was free. So yeah, it's great. And we have an HSA, so it's a little different, but it's still very reasonably priced. And the nice thing about the HSA is we use it for everything. I mean, we use it for doctor visits, prescriptions, counseling, like chiropractor, anything. So
That's
nice
great. Use those resources. That's what EXP is here for, and that's what makes it so great. You don't have those resources necessarily at other brokerages, and it seems great that you guys have found your own ways to recharge and to like how you work together separately and together. And if recharging is playing video games, just make sure to wear your blue light glasses. And if recharging is watching a ton of murder, that's fine. Just don't get caught. Is that what you're studying?
No. Although I know the answer. That's here nor there.
Listen, the murder stuff I get. I'm super into The Last Kingdom right now. The 5th season just came out, so I restarted it from the beginning because there's too many.
Yeah, sometimes you
too
have
many characters to keep straight for not having watched it for a year, and it's just bloody. And I get it. So that's awesome, though. You guys find what you like, what recharges you, so you're best facing each other's business partners, your team, your mentors, whatever it is. And I think that's super important. Some people say like, oh, I don't spend my time watching TV. Time block it. Watch your favorite episode. It's okay. Everything's okay. If that's what brings you joy in the moment, or it's something you look forward to at the end of the day, there's no harm in it. And actually, I think it's beneficial. And so let's talk about the Icon Award, but I want to see it through the eyes of the Snyders, right? So what is the Icon Award? What kind of production did you have to do in your market to get there? And I guess just what benefits did it bring to you? And I think you guys mentioned that you were being mentors. Is that how you're giving back to the culture this year, or what did you decide?
Yeah, I mean, so I love teaching other people about real estate. And so when he's like, hey, like we can be mentors, I was like, sign me up, like, let's go. So we have five or six right now. I think it's 5 because I have 4 girls and you have a guy. So I have 4 ladies.
We have one onboarding.
Yeah. So I have 4 ladies, soon to be 5. And then he has a gentleman. And what we typically do is he handles a part of all the transactions and I handle all the others. So like I do contracts and stuff and he does everything else. So we tell our mentees like, oh, you get 2 for the price of 1, so that was really cool. But I mean, that we knew about before we Icon. And then they're like, oh, you have to meet cultural requirements. And we're like, okay, what are they? And they told us, we're already doing that. So like, that was nice because you get a few options to meet your cultural requirements. And I feel like that's nice because some people, they're just not good at being mentors. They don't want to be mentors. So there's other things they can do to meet that, which is nice. But I mean, as far as like our production, it took us a little longer than other Icon agents in Houston because a lot of our business is referrals from the referral group. I mean, we stay on that like white on rice. So we're like always in there. I think we actually stole that from Andrew Franklin after he brought us over. He was like the top one. And then we were in there and we're like, oh, referral. And so like we were starting to get all of them. So we got a bunch of referrals from that. And so because of that, it pulled back our 20. So you're supposed to do like 20. And it pulled that back a little bit. So I think we did 32 to Icon. So we actually did more than normal to be able to Icon.
Yeah, they say normally, because our average price point's like $330 in Houston, they say that it's about 8 transactions. I think it's
20 transactions.
No, 8 transactions to like cap, and then an additional.
Oh yeah.
If you had no referrals, it would just be a flat 20 to Icon. But when you take a referral, they take if you're 75%, if you're taking 75%, they take out 75% of the cap thing, and then it ends up being like $175.
Yeah.
So that was something that was, I mean, really, it was a goal for us. We wanted to do it coming over to EXP. Like I said, we sold 34 homes last year. And, you know, we had initially said, hey, we're going to sell 40. And we fell a little, well, we said 36, then it went up to 40, and then pacing kind of changed a little bit.
I think we didn't really have a set goal then. Like we were just kind of like flying by the seat of our pants. This year we have like a set goal, and we're on pace to do that. And so I think that makes a difference. And we'll probably icon again this year.
Yeah, we just capped as of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's we already capped.
No, we're capping with that transaction tomorrow with Les Prince. Yeah.
100% commission.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're already capped.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, because we're getting paid 100%.
Anyway. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, so we're capping now.
So last year we capped in February. This year we capped in March, but we have 7 transactions pending for next month. So realistically, our goal would be to by August, hopefully, again.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool. So I think, you know, when you're asking about, you know, what was the benefits for us, I think realistically, Mary touched on it. There's a weight that comes with it. We are in the top 3% of the brokerage, which is huge. That brings, you know, when we go to listing appointments and someone says, well, I see you guys have only been doing real estate or in the industry for the past, you know, whatever amount of time. And then we can say, well, we're actually in the top 3% of over 76,000 agents. And that carries weight for our team as well. Our agents get to go on appointments and say, hey, I am part of an icon team at EXP Realty. So, you know, I've never been one that's been like, you know, look at me. This is who I am, but this is something that we can be proud of and present to prospective clients.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the proudest things we are is icon agents, especially because we've only been realtors for, you know, 2 years and we capped and then icon. So like most agents don't even cap within their first like 5 years of real estate. Like brand new agents don't even cap. And in our first year, we capped and icon. And so not to us where we're, like you said, we're not like showy, but for us, we're like, dang, like, look what we did. Like, look what we came over and we did all this production. And now we get to use that going forward. And we get to say, you know, yeah, we're, you know, he's 29, I'm 31. So we're like, yeah, we're in our 20s. Right. But like, look at what we can do. Like our age doesn't mean anything, you know? And so we actually use that to our advantage the other day. We have a lady that it's $1 million listing, and she's like, well, I don't like young people, and she hadn't met us yet. And we were like, oh. And so then we kind of told her like, well, this is what we've done. And like, she's great. And she loves us. And just those numbers carried a lot of weight in her opinion, which is good. Cause I mean, with people with $1 million listings, that's kind of important for them.
I don't like young people. Isn't it funny how many like morals and ethics as real estate agents like you have to follow, and then people can be like, yeah, I like you.
All the time. They're like, oh, like, are you? Or like they'll ask us like, oh, are you on a team? And we're like, well, we run the team. And then they're like, well, who's going to take care of them? And we're like, we are going to take care of them. And we think that like it's a bonus. And sometimes I think people are like, they think that they're going to fall through the cracks, and we have to like assure them like we're not going to let that happen, and that we are going to be there for them, and that like they're basically getting. I tell all of our clients, you literally get 2 realtors for the price of 1. I tell all of our clients that, especially the listings, because they're only paying, you know, the regular commission, but they're getting 2 people to work for them.
That's a great point, you know, and that's a good little marketing aspect for the Snyder group, right? Like a 2-for-1 deal. We've got a great team going on. We're young, but we get it. Like our numbers are here to prove it. That's really cool. And it's a great angle to take at. Now, you know, we talked a little bit about the Icon Award, and you said as newer agents, you know, it's tough to icon when you're newer to the industry. And it's true. So to the newbies watching right now, you know, what are some little goals they should just set out? Is it going to be attainable in their first year to get an Icon Award? You know, be real with them, give them some advice.
I think it's completely attainable. I think the number one thing that anybody should do that's trying to meet any goal is to literally write it down. Like if it's on a piece of candy wrapper, if it's on a wall in lipstick, like it doesn't matter, write it down. Because writing down any goal you have is going to make it achievable 100% of the time. Like I can't even tell you how many times we've written a goal down and we've made every single goal. And the ones we haven't written down, we didn't make. It's hard work. I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, we just like got all these deals thrown at us. No, like we got a lot. That's the nice thing about EXP is that referral group. And so like we got a lot from that referral group, but like I said, we stay on that referral group. Like every time my phone beeps, I'm checking it, like all the time I'm checking it. So it's not impossible. It's a lot of work, but it's completely obtainable.
I'm going to tell you the thing I tell our mentees. Your brand is everything. So will you I don't know. Sorry, our dog is crying.
It's okay.
I'm going to let him in.
Okay, sorry. He's a little bit of a needy one.
Don't be sorry. It happens. They're babies.
This is our mascot.
This is our mascot, Sullivan Snyder.
Hi, Sullivan.
I love you, buddy. You got to be good for
Hi,
me.
buddy. Look at him.
You
guys didn't know you were getting a special guest.
So I tell people that your branding is everything. And when I started on a team at Keller Williams, and I had started branding myself, selling with the Snyder. She wasn't even a part of it yet. And then we came together, and I think for me, I don't think our identity would exist without our brand. And our brand is everything. Just like, you don't think of Sir Rocco without Justin Nelson, right? Like you just think of, you don't think of the Franklins without Jimmy Franklin, right? So
I do.
Well, yeah, that's
sorry,
fair.
Jimmy.
But that's so important, is to have that brand. And I had an agent who was a mentee, and he said, hey, I saw you guys are hiring. I'm thinking about joining. I said, you're too good at this. Don't join our team. Go do your own thing, because his branding's on point. He's on Instagram. He's doing all this stuff. So that's the most important thing I would tell to a new agent is if you want to make it, not like make millions of dollars, but if you want to like eat dinner every day of the week and be okay and not wonder where your next paycheck's going to come from, work on your brand. I will also say, and this is an unpopular opinion, but this is how I run our business, is you leave all of the political, socioeconomical opinions off of what you're doing, because you alienate half your business. So a lot of people will post a lot of opinions that alienate half their business. For a new agent, that can make or break them. Like if they go on an appointment and they say something that upsets a client that maybe they didn't know.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So sorry.
They're doing their job. They're doing their job.
So I tell them, I say, hey, it's really important to make sure, not like, obviously like you want to have, you want to be true to your convictions, but just be careful sorry.
You're great. You're fine.
So I always tell people, like, be willing to just kind of not just overstep what you say around people, because you never know when that next client's going to come up to you or see what you post on social media and say, hey, I don't want to work with you because you posted this thing. Everything okay?
Solicitor.
And you think by now, people would have it down, like what you put out on the internet is forever. Screenshots, all the above. And so, people aren't buying a house from EXP. They're not buying a house from the Snyder Group, Realty, whatever anybody wants to name their something. They're buying it from Mary and Brandon. They're buying it from you, and who they know personally and who you represent to them. And so, they want to be given out, especially for like word of mouth referrals too, right? What's the first thing somebody's going to do? They're going to creep on you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you to keep that political stuff 100%. Be who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? If you're okay with losing business, fine. Post that up there. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to refrain from who you are. But at the same time, maybe keep some of the controversial stuff to yourself.
Well, the one thing that I've noticed that I get a lot of really good feedback on is the transparency. So I'm incredibly transparent as far as like not political stuff, obviously, but like we're believers and we're very transparent about that. And then just like when we're struggling, we're really transparent. Like we had a really, 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 really hard winter and we made some really bad mistakes. As an Icon team, we Icon last year, and by December, we were literally broke. We took all the money and we blew it. We blew every single time. And so I told people, I was like, hey, like, we're struggling right now, just full transparency. Like this is us, and I literally had a lady from EXP call me and say, hey, I just wanted to say that, like, it was really refreshing as an icon team that you would post that and that you weren't like all gloating about all the money that you made. And I was like, what money? Because it's gone. Like, we blew it.
Huh?
And we,
Money?
yeah,
Never heard of
exactly. And we learned from it. I mean, we're in a much, much better place right now. And we sought out a bunch of mentors, if you will. One of them being, you know, Sarah Savard Franklin's husband. Like, we talked to him. We're like, what do we do? Like, we screwed up really bad. Where do we go from here? And so I think that the transparency, especially as an icon, honestly carries a little more weight, not just because we're like, oh, like, we're icon agents, like, just because, like, wow, like, you did that, but you're like up here technically, right? And like, you're telling people that today you're down here, but you're still equal. Like, we're not any better than any of the other agents. We just have different numbers in production.
Right. 100% true. And that's vulnerable, but it's good to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows that you're human. It shows that, you know, you're not just this money hungry icon agent. You're humans. You know, you're working your job. You're 1099s. You don't have 401k. You don't have all this. EXP is there. They give you the tools to offer you that. You know, you can always, and somebody referred to it as a cruise ship once, right? They're like, there's so many amenities on board. Okay, there's an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet on that deck. There's Zumba on this deck, sunrise yoga on this deck, and there's a party over that deck. But it's all happening at the same time. I have to choose which one is best suited for me, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what EXP is, with all the training and the tools and the mentors, mentorships, teaching, learning, selling houses. Let's not forget that, and everything else in between. So it's good that you leaned into the people around you that are here to support you, and that's a great story. And speaks levels about the culture at EXP.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely does. Definitely does.
And so I guess my next question would be, like, you guys were probably seeing EXP at some point. You were on the fence. Like, this is a pyramid scheme. This is a cult. I'm not going to drink that EXP Kool-Aid. Okay. What would you have to say to the old yous, you know, being skeptical? Or were you ever?
The only thing we kept hearing from a different place was, oh, expired realty. They're expired. Like, they're not going to last. But like, the people that were telling us that were also the same people that were putting a cap on us and saying that we weren't going to be good realtors. And so it didn't carry a lot of weight. And so we were young. We literally had only had our license 5 months. And so for us, we didn't really understand brokerages. It was really a fluke. We didn't even interview any other brokerages. Like, we literally just knew where Andrew's sales manager had gone, and we liked her and we liked what she represented. And so we kind of just followed her. And we actually went into the meeting with Andrew Franklin terrified. We actually were like, this isn't going to go well. Like, why are we here? Like, we're being stupid, because we honestly had been so scripted, okay, for a better lack of words. And we were like, what do we do? We're going to go into this meeting, and he's going to tell us all this stuff. He's going to tell us what we want to hear. And he didn't tell us what we want to hear. He told us the truth. And it just happened to be like really good stuff to hear. So, I mean, if nothing else, listen to somebody that you trust. Like, if someone else, so like if someone's selling you on EXP and they're just some guy who messaged you on Facebook, that's fine. You don't have to listen to them. Find somebody that you already have a connection with, that you're already like, okay, that person makes you feel safe. I know they're not out to sell anything to me, or I know they're not out to tell me about a pyramid scheme or anything. Find that person, seek them out, and talk to them about why they like EXP, because they're going to be honest with you from the get-go. Because, you know, and we tell people all the time, you know, like, oh, if a better model came out, we'd go there. You know, it's just what it is. So don't just trust some guy that's like messaging you. If you're skeptical, that's fine. Go find somebody that you really trust, somebody that you already feel safe with. Because that's exactly what we did. We went to Megan and we're like, hey, like, we trust you. We love you. We've known you for all this time. Like, why do we need to go to EXP? And then it turns out she's not even with EXP. So she's actually with a different broker for different reasons. But I mean, it worked out that way. It
worked out. I think if I was going to look back, I would probably tell myself, you should tell more people about the model and opportunity sooner.
Yeah.
Because we just really started talking to people about it. You know, I don't like the hard R recruiting. I think that's not relational driven. I think I would tell previous Brandon, hey, you should really get people plugged into this, because it's pretty incredible. I mean, just the things that we've experienced in the past few months, the financial aspect of it is we came over to EXP in our business. We were probably going to sell 25, 30 homes last year, probably, but I would say we sold more than that because we were part of a referral network at EXP. Between all, we have like, I don't know, 4 different referral networks we're a part of, and
we're part of like 7.
Yeah,
like there's, and I'm also part of one that's like specifically for ladies. So like the stuff that's available to you, like you said, like with the cruise ship, like there's so much available to people at EXP that I know for a fact does not exist at other brokerages, and it's all a fear mindset. Like a ton of it about when people don't come over, it's all a fear mindset. Because we almost just bailed on Andrew Franklin. I don't even know if we actually told him this before, but we almost bailed on him that day because we were terrified. Because the night before that, we'd had a dinner with somebody else and they'd scripted us. And so we were like, this isn't going to go well. Like EXP, it has to be a joke. Like it can't be like good. It can't be any different than the brokerage we're in. Like they're just going to put a cap on us. And I mean, it's definitely been one of the most freeing things in our real estate is being a part of EXP.
That's awesome. You guys have a wonderful story. Thank you so much for sharing it today. I mean, if you're scared, if you're a younger real estate agent, newer to the industry, anything, reach out to the Snyders. They seem to have been through it all. Talk to them about it. Talk to them about their mentors, how to choose your right mentorship, right avatar, right group. Because I think you guys would be really, really good people to lean on for that.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Of course. Is there, I think this has been a wonderful show. Is there anything else that you guys would like to touch on so you don't feel like you left anything unsaid?
Do you have something to say?
Hello, Sullivan.
I will say, and this is something that you hear echoed across a lot of the people who have been with EXP a little bit longer than us. The train is not stopping. They're all coming. It's just a matter of when you get on the train. If someone's listening to this and they're on the fence, if EXP can do anything, it's going to revolutionize your business. Whether you're 20 years old, whether you're 60 years old, get rid of the fear and hop on the train because we're not leaving without you.
Absolutely. It's not too late. Stock prices aren't as low as they used to be, but it's only going to grow. And trust me, the number one thing I hear here at EXP is they wish they had done it sooner. So don't be like the rest. Come aboard.
Agreed. That's exactly how we feel.
100%.
Well, Snyders, thank you so much for your time today. Sullivan, thank you for a guest appearance. So cute. I've not had a dog on my podcast yet, and you guys were the first, so
great.
I'm totally. And thank you guys for your time.
I'll send you his bill.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's
his appearance.
Yeah.
Maybe I can have like a little autograph, a little paw stamp at the end of it. I'll frame it.
We'll send you one.
Thank you guys so much. And I'll be seeing y'all at EXP Con and shareholders.
Definitely. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.